Hey, it's Adrian from Cademy. In this video, I'll talk about multi-course checkouts. It's the latest update that we've added to the system to allow customers and admins to create orders across multiple courses. So if I was to go into the checkout flow and start the booking right here, you'll notice that there is a new button. First of all, we've actually redesigned and polished the checkout flow a little bit further beyond just adding this feature, but this is the biggest change. Now, if you enable this option, I'll show you how you do that. Customers will be able to add in more than one course to their single basket and go through a single checkout session across multiple courses. So if I go back, it'll redirect me back to the Cademy hosted site. Although if they've started the checkout session from an embed, so if they started it on your website and started to book, we'll redirect them back to your website where they can browse their courses and book another course. So when they click to book another course or another date, it will redirect them back to the checkout flow and add that second course to the basket. So if I go through and choose the dates or times that I want to book, I can also change the date and I have the highlights for when and where this is happening. I can add as many courses as I want to the basket and I'll see a summary on the right, and I can remove them from the basket as well. Now, we've taken a lot of care to make sure that this experience is as intuitive as possible and as smooth as possible. So as I go through the checkout flow, I can still specify if I'm booking this for myself or for others. If you have different registration forms and different courses, we will automatically surface that registration form on here and allow the customer to enter the details for their participants. Mike Smith. So if a certain form asks for dietary requirements, then the second course would actually showcase that full form, but we didn't want them to have to enter the same information over and over and over again. So we're making it easier. So if they've entered one of the attendees earlier on in the checkout flow, we are giving them the option to just select that person and we autofill. We'll autofill everything we already have on them. And then if there's, let's say this particular course will have an extra field or two to fill out, we'll just show them those empty and they can fill out those extra fields and that's it. I can accept the terms and check out. This part hasn't changed, so I can just go through the flow and complete my purchase. This confirmation screen has changed. So we've, again, just give it a little bit more polish and made it look a little bit nicer. And we hope our customers and your users will enjoy that as well. So now that this is out of the way, we again will take care of notification emails, which have changed a little bit. You'll see that in your notification emails will now tell you which orders they've purchased and which line items across those orders. But all the information is just as easily presented as it was before. So let me go back into the orders in the admin dashboard, and I will see that we now show the different courses under a single order. And one big change that we've had to make here, we previously had a button here to move the full order to another course. Now that doesn't make sense, because if you have a single course, a single order with 2-3 different courses, you can't just move the whole order across in a different place. So what you can move now is you can change the course or the date under here. So maybe someone can't make this date anymore, you can go and change this to another course or to another date. So you'll only move this particular line item out of this order, not the full order, because it makes less logical sense to do it that way, right? So there's more options around that to come in the near future, so stay tuned for that. But this is what it looks like. I'll see the full list of people who's attending, and everything else stays the same. But what has changed is how you create new orders. We've moved and shifted some of the options around to allow for this multi-course flow in the system. So if I come in here and choose this person, previously selecting the primary contact was lower down, you'd first select the course. We've just moved it around so it makes more logical sense as you kind of go through and set up an order. So now that I've selected the person, it autofilled whether they're linked to an organization and filled the information we have for them. This hasn't changed. But what's changed is the drop downs here to choose courses. I can choose my course, I can choose my date, I can add one or more people to the course, and I can add more courses. So I can continue adding more and more courses to this. They could be e-learning courses or on-demand courses, they could be scheduled courses, it doesn't matter. And I can go in and either add the full details for the participants, or if the course is set up to not capture the details of the participants, it's not going to prompt me. So it's as simple as that. All the options are still there. It still works just like it did before, but it should be a lot more powerful and flexible. And of course, we've updated the integrations with Zero and the exports and the reports to all work in line with this. And any invoice that we generate will also, apologies for the noise, it's very hot today, so I had to keep the windows open. So if I generate this and take a look at the invoice, of course it's been updated to now reflect the fact that you can have more than one course. We also redesigned it to show actually the individual participants under the line items that are being chosen. And this is how it reflects in a third-party systems we sync to, for example, in Xero. So all of these updates are kind of optional, where you can disable or enable the option for multi-course checkouts by going to settings, payments, and then under the checkout settings, you'll see a toggle. It'll be disabled on launch, so it's up to you to go in and enable this for your account. And any new account that gets created will have this option enabled by default, but we want you to give you the choice. If you don't want to give your customers the ability to buy more than one course in one go, you can just not do anything, leave the option as disabled, and everything will keep working like it did for you before. But if you do want to give them that option, visit the settings, payments, checkout settings option, and click this toggle here to enable it on your account. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this update, and if you have any requests or feedback or questions, as always, message us. Thank you so much. Take care.